Hi everyone, it's Mitch. It's Sunday, November 2nd. Probably our worst day of the season yesterday, college football. Wasn't the worst day ever. Certainly not one that we are going to want to look back on and say, wow, that was something. We're going to try and forget about that and we're going to move forward. I haven't totally assessed the damage, but I know that I'm not, it's never nearly as bad as it feels. So, we'll call it a learning experience, and we'll move on to next week. I've already talked to Jordan. He sent me a little email, and he basically said that he felt that he had gotten maybe a little too cocky. I'll tell you what, with a record like his, I probably would have been a little cocky too. And we know that Jordan's a great picker of the games, and that he's going to come firing back on all cylinders. He's he's going to probably even work a little harder, and his picks are going to probably even be scarily even better. Let's move on. Let's talk about a couple of the games that happened yesterday. Minnesota throws an interception on the last play of the game. Northwestern runs it in for a touchdown. No cover for us. Florida State has got a chance to score a touchdown at the end of the game to pull out the win for us. Fumbles going into the end zone with less than 30 seconds left to go in the game. This just kept happening game after game after game. Texas loses the game outright on Crabtree making an unbelievable play. We wouldn't have covered anyway, and congratulations to the Texas Tech team. I mean, it just seemed like it was happening all over the place, that we just couldn't catch a break. Even some of our old rock teams couldn't get it done. Louisville couldn't even beat Syracuse, let alone cover a big number. And Troy State, who's been just a sure thing for us almost all year long, they just couldn't even find a way to win. Let's move on to a couple of the ones that we did hit on. TCU, Monster, Rice. These guys just keep covering also. So a couple of those late ones are probably why we're not so bad off as we thought we were. Had a couple other ones, early. Jordan had West Virginia. That was like a nice gift to kind of offset the bad taste of the Minnesota game. And we had winners all day long. We had losers all day long as well. It was just one of those games where we never got into a rhythm of winning. It felt like we hit a couple losers in a row, and we probably did. But there were so many games going on that the winners and losers just passed right by. I mean, I had the Arkansas game against Tulsa, and Arkansas, they had it kind of wrapped up early. Tulsa came back. Arkansas, I didn't even feel it when they won. It was kind of like I was already into another game at that point. It was just, it was great. It was just wall-to-wall football. In any event, let's talk about the week ahead, and what a week ahead we have. We got football Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I hate to say this, but this is probably the type of week where it's the NCAA argument to not have a playoff. They're going to say that a week like this is a playoff week. Texas Tech is playing Oklahoma State. No rest for the Red Raiders to celebrate that victory last night. We have on Thursday night, TCU is playing Utah. Big game. TCU is playing extremely well. They do have one loss in Norman, Oklahoma. Utah, they win this one, they're gonna have a claim at a BCS game. They want to play in the BCS, they're gonna have to win them all, and this one might be the toughest one on the schedule. From here on in. West Virginia playing Cincinnati in the Big East is going to be like a playoff. Alabama's going to LSU. LSU not as good as we thought they were. Maybe about where we thought they were going to be. Maybe they've tailed off though, as far as the way things have gone for them, because we didn't expect that much from them because of all the people that they lost this year, and they did a nice job rebuilding quickly, but they didn't. It's tough to fill in those gaps. I saw it at Miami. When you win, not only do you lose your seniors who are talented players, but you also start to lose a lot of the guys that start leaving early. Almost everybody leaves early is what eventually happens. And it just becomes quicker and quicker, that you're going to need to reload, and it's almost impossible to keep up with that at a certain point. And at some point, hopefully they can avoid the rebuilding process, and I think that they will be with Coach Les Miles. But it's not always going to be a national championship hoisting season. We thought we were going to do it in Miami, and we were unable to maintain it. So in any event, but the Canes are back, boy. If you saw that one yesterday, then you know it. With all those freshmen, I think I only saw one other player that wasn't a freshman, contribute at all, and that was Greg Cooper. Cooper, a couple of the linemen also, but Greg Cooper, the sophomore, true sophomore, he contributed, but everybody else was freshmen. In any event, this is Mitch. We'll be back all week talking college football. It's gonna be a great week. Thanks for joining us.